We're going to have to name the chair. Guys who didn't work today, Jody Fortson, Sneed, and Tony, and Clyde is sick. That's why he wasn't out there. All right?
Cool. Thank you.
You got it.
Forgot all about it. I'm just going to open it up. I'm ready. I'm here for you guys.
Coach, I saw you spend a few minutes with Brian Cook after today's practice. Just what are some of the takeaways you're seeing so far? And what are you trying to implement as you go?
Yeah, so Brian's really got to become the quarterback of the defense, him and Nick, and especially the quarterback on the back end. One good thing about Brian is he's always looking for feedback. Like he came the other day, he wanted to do some more drills. That's the one thing that he's got. We saw that when we're looking at him out of Cincinnati. He's a worker. He loves football, passionate about football, and we're banking on him in that regard.
Coach, I'm just a guy who watches. It seems like the defense has done pretty good against the offense this year.
I don't want to put. I remember all the ones where we weren't successful on. Right? We've had our moments today. The first team period that you saw was 3rd and 7 plus. Now we should. From a statistical standpoint, we should win those. We won a number of those today, which was good. The other day, it was a 3rd and 2 to 4, and those were challenging. We didn't win as many. So today, maybe we had a little bit more success, but it might have been more of the situation. And the thing about that situation, I talked to the guys last night, is, we got to get them in that situation to be able to do what we do. So they've been working hard. I got no complaints with the work effort, and I enjoy working with this group. They're eager, very eager group.
Are there guys you're particularly interested in seeing play in New Orleans on Sunday?
Obviously, all the young guys that we don't know anything about, we put them all in the same category. Maybe guys that are getting off nicks and bumps and bruises to see where they're at. None of that. The guys we know about, certainly, Coach Reed typically doesn't have them out there too long, but I'm really, I think I've probably said this every first preseason game. I'm particularly more interested in finding out where we are as a tackling group, where we are at eliminating big plays. You got to do that stuff first before you even think about being any good.
A two-part question. One, people talk about how complex your defense is. One, what do you think about the rookies and the new players coming in, learning where they at in their growth progression? But then also, what are your expectations for year 2 for the rookies from last year, along with Justin Reed and where they are comfortably in?
Yeah, the expectation, the second part first, the expectation for the guys that have been here is that they would take this thing up a notch and wouldn't make those same mistakes that they made last year at this time. Now, for the most part, that has happened, but there have been some guys where focus wasn't great, and I look at them and say, you made that same mistake last year, you shouldn't be making that now. So that's that group. For the most part, they've been pretty good. The young guys, I think, have done a really good job. There's been guys that have stepped up. You've seen them out here. We're moving Chamari around a little bit. Echo's playing a little bit. A lot of those young guys are getting, the volume for them is getting huge now. It's about to get really cut way down because when we play this game, they'll have, that much of a game plan going in, and we'll just find out what they can do. But, the mental part of it, we always want to challenge them here. And then in these preseason games to find out what they can do physically, we usually take some of that off of them. Otherwise, we're not going to know where they are athletically in this particular setting.
What exactly are you going to be looking for? What are you going to be looking for in these games that you're going to be looking for from these players?
In all of them?
Well, yeah, just, the new players. You only got 3.
I'm going to go back to what I just said. To me, the first thing I'll talk about Saturday night is tackling. Now, that's the first thing we'll talk about. I might spend the whole 30-minute meeting on it. I feel like if we don't do that or come away thinking that we're a decent tackling team, we're going to be back here, going back to ground zero. So that's going to be the first thing. The mental part of it will be important, but there won't be that much on them. I just want to see if they'll go play. Let's see if they can do, the young guys now, let's see if they can do the things that we saw them do when they were playing in college.
You had Echo with the first team the other day for a couple of days.
A little bit of that's because of the guys that we have out, but
how realistic?
Yeah, listen, the one thing I like about Echo is he responds to really aggressive coaching. There's been a couple of things that he's had to, and he has. I love working with him. He's so receptive to everything, and he's given everything he's got. He just needs to learn how to be a pro playing in the secondary.
mentioned second-year guys and needing to see them take that step forward and put the mistakes behind them. It looked like Nazi was doing that.
Yeah.
Specifically with Joshua and Jaylen, how have they been handling it?
It's at times it's up and down, but they're light years ahead of where they were last year. So that part's good. And you know, in the midst of the middle of training camp, everybody has an off play here or there, but the expectations for them are so much higher now than they were a year ago, and we try to keep that expectation up high.
Do you sense you're ready to face somebody different than the same old guys in training camp week in?
I'll bet if you asked every one of them, they'd probably say, yeah, it's time to hit somebody else. I mean, and then the other thing is we can't do, quote unquote, real live football here. We don't, which is very smart to do. We want to keep everybody healthy, but if these guys are really into the game of football, especially defensive football, they should want that part of it, right?
What's your impression of edge rushers right now?
Yeah, I mean, we've had, Charles has been dinged a little bit, Mike's been dinged, so we probably don't have the foundation of reps for those guys right now, but George has had I look at the play count every day, Terry gives it to me, and his play count's way up, so he's rolling along real good. Malik's got a lot of reps in there, Josh has, and it's been good for those two guys because in the last couple of years they've been here, that hadn't been the case, but we'll see what they do in a game setting.
Felix, he's going to probably get to work in here. Coach talked about him yesterday. He's getting a little bit more comfortable. Looks like he's letting it loose a little bit. Just what are your thoughts about what he's done for you out here and also in the media?
Yeah, you pinned you hit it right on the nose because he does look a lot more comfortable. Volume's heavy for him right now. His pitch count has gone up in the last week. A, because the guys that have been nicked up, but B, because he's kind of earned it. And he's coming along. He missed all that time we talked about in OTAs, but I think he's making up for it now, and hopefully he'll do that. Good.
Thanks. Some other faces in a preseason game?
Absolutely. It's always fun to come out here and work against teammates and stuff, but I think most of the guys would say the same thing. We're kind of ready to hit somebody else.
One of the things that Coach Spags talked about was, trying to see if his guys can tackle. Training camp's different now. You guys don't get tackled out there. I guess this is good to not tackle out here, but what's it going to feel like for you to get tackled in the game, too? That's that whole side.
Yeah, I think it's different. Here you got guys coming up and trying to thud you and hitting you up high. A lot of times in the games, you got those safeties coming, trying to get your ankles and knees for some of those bigger guys. So, but it's fine. You get good workout here still, too. Sometimes in short yardage goal line, we go live. Not that that's like really crazy tackling, but that's still going live. But, yeah, I think we'll be excited to get out there and, especially the defense, hit some dudes.
Like, has your role changed? Steve as a fullback, has your role changed at all?
Not really. There might be some stuff where we move around a little bit, but Coach Mel and the offensive staff doing a great job of kind of moving all of us around a little bit. Noah, you see him back there doing stuff, doing a great job, and we got a great room, so all the guys can do everything.
You mentioned guys are going to chop at you as they're going out there, and it seems like everybody tries to do that to Travis. You kind of get why, sometimes Travis is like, okay, enough's enough?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, after a while, you got guys coming, and listen, I get it. The defensive staff is preaching, get the ball out. And it's training camp, you're getting the dog days a little bit, and the heat's going, and, someone catches you right in the rib, you might get a little feisty. So I'm sure that's what happened, but I know he's talked to the guys, and it is what it is.
Last year, you got injured in the preseason and lost a lot of the year. How much better are you feeling now? How excited are you to be healthy at this time of year?
I'm feeling good. I really am. Just trying to get back this offseason, trying to stretch and keep my body loose a little bit. But, yeah, I'm feeling good. It's such a freak injury, and the doctors did a great job last year getting me fixed up, and the trainers did a great job too as well. So I'm feeling great, ready to roll.
How frustrating was that process last year where the team's doing so well and you're pushing to get back and you're able to watch that?
Yeah, it was hard, but that was my goal each and every day, is trying to get better and try to stay focused, because some of those days you come in and you're like, man, what am I doing? I'm not playing. But that's how those injuries work, man. You just got to keep your head down and keep fighting and work to get back on the field.
Like the offense, we're watching Patrick work on his behind the back kind of stuff. Are there things we're going to see in this offense this year? Is it evolving to even more fun things? We call them fun. You might call them challenging. But Do you see more things coming out of this offense that could surprise people?
Yeah, I mean, always. I think that's what's great about the offensive staff. They're always thinking. You see the ring around the rosy deal and plays like that. But that's why they do such a great job. And then all of a sudden they give it to us. And, Pat does a great job of just making everything fun in the huddle and doing these type of plays. So you never know. We'll see.
How hard is it to catch it behind the back pass?
You never know where 15's throwing it, so you got to be ready at all times.
How many tight ends could be on the field at one time for you all this year?
Well, I always say, I don't know how many we got, 6. I'd like all 6 of us if we could, but, I know we got 13 personnel, we got 14 personnel, so, but if you ask any of us tight ends, we want as many as we can on the field all times.
Anything else? All right.
Thanks, Mike.
Hello, how you doing?
All right, ready to hit somebody in a game?
Oh, yes, ma'am, man. It's been long overdue. We've been a couple third periods, but nothing like the live action and live tackling. So I think as a defense, we're kind of excited for that one for sure.
Sorry, what do you want to get out of Sunday's game?
Yeah, man, I think we come in with a lot out of it. Tackling, for one, stopping the run. Run game hasn't really been a huge thing in this training camp. We're more pass-oriented, so again, opportunity to see how we compare against the run. Good D linemen, inside blocks, linebackers stacking shit, getting off the blocks, and tackling on the perimeter. I kind of feel like those are kind of the big things, especially week 1 through 5. As a defense, kind of things we kind of be on top of to help us out.
You expecting to play Sunday? Or?
No, we haven't talked about playing time. Again, many snaps I'm allowed to go out there, communicate, get people to line, and just have fun and play football again.
Hey, how would you compare how the defense has done in this training camp compared to last training camp?
Yeah, I feel like this training camp for sure. I think everybody's a little bit older in the scheme-wise. Jay Reed, second-year guy. I'm going in my 3rd year. Willie's 4th year. Sneed's 4th year. So the more communication part, we left off for coming in from last year to this year is night and day. Everybody's communicating. Everybody feels more comfortable. We could talk to each other, give people hand signals, and kind of know what each other's thinking. And that kind of helps us out a lot. So if we can keep doing that, keep building on that, I feel like we'll be in a good position.
Today where it looked like you drew Kelsey in coverage during the live period. Just how difficult is it to defend against Travis?
Yeah, man, the greatest in the game. We got opportunity to go against him in 15 every single day. It makes you better. So many opportunities as I can. Out in coverage, me, Willie, Drew, Leo. And many times we can line up versus Trav and the rest of the tight ends and Pat throwing the ball. And those will help us out down the long run. So, again, we know he's the greatest in the game, and he's earned that recognition.
You obviously know how the guys who've been around here for a while can tackle. For these rookies, you've really never seen them tackle anyone, right? How excited are you to see some of those guys to see what they can do on that end of the game?
Oh, yeah, I'm excited for sure. We got a lot of young rookies that came in, learning the scheme, and kind of helped themselves get the scheme part down. They can just learn about, strictly learn about playing just football and just hitting, tackling, making plays out in space, and kind of getting back to where they were. I tell all the rookies that the goal is try to mentally get to the part where you can feel like you're back in college again. Or you just go out there and line up, you hit a call, you just go out there and you just play. So we get those guys to that point, I know would be good and set up for the rest of the season.
One of the things that Spags had mentioned was talking about Brian Cook and how he's coming along. He's going to play a lot more this year.
Sure.
What's your connection with him been like? With him back there behind you, kind of quarterbacking that department?
Yeah, man. Big Cook, man, is a vocal guy. I mentioned earlier that he said something he might be completely wrong, but it makes you believe he's 100% right. But more times than not, he's 100% right. So again, guys are lined up and communicating, man, and make sure everybody's on the same page. And if he sees something, he think can help me out, or vice versa, man. He communicates that out loud, and there's open communication between everybody on the football field. So I know having him is making us a great football team.
Nick, how's the linebacker room coming together, just considering you guys do different things well, and you guys are interchanging some of the personnel? Just how do you feel about the room as a whole?
Yeah, man, I feel like we're growing us together, trying to figure out what each other does the best. How do we make each other better? I feel like that takes time, but I feel like we're in a great spot. We know which guy brings what to the table, and just kind of maximize that as much as we can. And we see how the season takes us, to see how different packages and stuff works out down the line. But for right now, again, we were just worried about trying to get our run fits down, pass zone coverages, and just coming together as a unit.
Nick, Travis has kind of shown that he's not always happy with being defended. As defenders, does that just help build up a young team that no matter who you're facing, you got to do your job, you got to get the ball away, you know, that kind of thing when you're playing guys like this?
Yeah, man. Travis is a little older guy, man. So he's a little older, man. So a couple little hits at the ball through the whistle, man. Probably aggravates a little bit, but again, we want to be a defense, take the ball away, and just be aggressive mindset on defense. And I think that's how you do anything, that's how you do everything. And so again, those guys attacking the football, man. So we want to preach and get the ball back to offense as many times as possible. Right now, I understand he might not like it now, but we get him the ball back in the regular season, man. I know he'll love it. So we're gonna keep at it.
Nick, do you sense a different confidence with this group this year out here against what it's a really good offense?
Yeah, I think kind of a testament to our coaches, how much time people are putting in the offseason. Granted, we played at the end of February, so our downtime wasn't as much as it was the year before. So guys kind of picking up where we left off and just understanding the communication and what we're trying to do in the grand scheme of things. I kind of think that's kind of helped us propel ourselves to where we are right now. And then going against our offense, you know what they bring to the table, the best in the league at what they do. So we can go out there every single day and compete, make everything contested. Even if they do catch the ball, make it contested, and that'll help us down the road.
Last one. Nick, you set some high goals for the season. You want to be a top 10 defense. Just what do you got to see out of the guys in the first preseason game to know you're kind of on the right track to getting there?
Yeah, man, I just get a line, assignment-wise, communication, and just tackling, and get the ball back to the offense, create turnovers. And we can do those 5 things, I think we'll be pretty good.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yep, thank you.
More comfortable do you feel standing here than like 1 year ago today?
Everything just slows down in the process. Just seems a lot slower than it did last year. Just everything happening so fast and the offense moving so fast. Now that I know what I'm doing and the guys I'm playing next to, I can move more fast and be more comfortable.
Spags says that the one thing he really looks for the second-year guys is being able to put back and behind the mistakes they made as rookies and move forward. How do you feel you're doing with that as far as progressing?
I just try to stay consistent. I think that's what Coach Spags looks for. Who can he trust on the field? And that's what I try to do when we practice. I try to show that the coaches could trust me to be in the right spots and the right places, and my teammates can too.
There's a lot of good things to say about Brian Cook and his leadership back there. What have you seen as far as growth from him in particular?
Yeah, Brian's always been a person that, has always been in the playbook, knows what he's doing back there. He stayed loud and confident last year behind Juan as well, so we knew if he went down, Cook would be the next man ready. And he's just continuing to do that this year. He's been a leader, putting us in the right positions, and he's doing a great job. Yeah.
This first preseason game, actually get the chance to make a little more contact and stuff. How much are you looking forward to facing other faces?
I'm very excited. Training camp, we kind of get tired of each other. We've been here so long, get tired of playing the same players, and you get to play another opponent, so that's always fun. We get to tackle, hit a little bit, get our pads warmed back up, so it should be a great time.
Anything else? All right.
Thank you, guys.
Right?